I've been watching Sealsq, ticker symbol LAES, very closely all month long. And I'm not going to be lying to you. There were plenty of moments where people have doubted this company. Well, I'm not going to say there have been plenty of moments where people have doubted this company, because there still are a decent amount of people, a decent amount of investors that do doubt the company. And the stock has pulled back. And quantum stocks have been very volatile as of recently, not just LAES, but I'm talking about all the other quantum names like Inflection, QBTS, Riggedy, IonQ. All quantum has been volatile as of lately. And people question whether the sector is all hype and it's just a bubble. And eventually people are going to realize that there's no value when it comes to quantum. But have you ever noticed the market often tests your conviction before it rewards your conviction? That's why patience is key. And because I want to let you know that LAES is now up as much as 38.22% this month. That's the highest it's been, and currently closed the day, and we're up roughly 29 to 30% on the month, if I'm not mistaken. And if you are a shareholder, you know when a company keeps executing, keeps releasing news, excuse me, it keeps hitting its milestones, but nobody seems to care, then all of a sudden the stock starts moving up. It starts waking up and it starts to come alive, both in the fundamentals and the price action. And that's exactly what I wanted to make this video about when it comes to Sealsq, because there have been interesting developments when it comes to Sealsq. And the purpose of this video, it's not to tell you Sealsq is going to the moon tomorrow. That would be BS on my part. I'm not going to do that to you. The purpose is to show you why I personally think many investors are still misunderstanding what Sealsq is actually building. Because while most people are focused on the stock chart, LAES just announced another important milestone that moves them closer towards certifications that could matter for government agencies, defense contractors, regulated industries, and critical infrastructure operators. And again, my name is David. And if you do enjoy the content, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. And what I want to let you all know relating to Sealsq, and shout out to Claude. Still got Big Bear AI up. My bad, guys. But shout out to Claude, as I do know that it does break down and give me all the technical and fundamental analysis I need. And it also is giving a 1-year bullish projection with a gain of 24% year to date in the upcoming year, with a price target of $4.35. But getting back to Sealsq, we have been seeing article after article after article coming out recently. We've got 2 from May 20th. You got the next one on May 26th. Then you got May 27th. And then we were quiet yesterday, but then we had another one today that I just saw come out. So very interesting stuff. And what the article is talking about, and what the headline is that Sealsq just announced that its flagship, QS7001 post-quantum secure element achieved NIST SP 890B entropy source validation. Now, I just said a bunch of things, and I know for a fact that what some of y'all are thinking. You're going to be thinking and asking me, first off, what the first thing that investors would be thinking is they see a headline like that and immediately tune out. But the question that I want to ask is, if this didn't matter, why are companies spending years trying to achieve this certification? Because this isn't just another press release. The validation is a key milestone towards FIPS 143 certification, Common Criteria EL5 plus certification, government procurement opportunities. It opens the door for them, and for defense applications as well, and critical infrastructure deployment. So it's opening the door, helping them to expand their horizons and be able to potentially in the future grow the business and scale in the way that they plan to. If you enjoy my content, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you ever need help making better decisions with investing, simply take a look at the first link below to get access to my community and support yourself with like-minded investors and get access to the world's leading AI models, Claude, Gemini, OpenAI, and Grok. Get all of this software for $7 in my community, and my community is free. And according to the company, the QSS7001 is their flagship post-quantum secure element designed for IoT devices, industrial systems, government applications, defense systems, and critical infrastructure. Now, why this matters, because what I was trying to get at earlier was that I know there are some investors that are going to be thinking and hearing terms or hearing words like NIST SP 800 or entropy source validation. You're going to be thinking, David, what even the hell are you talking about? I know for a fact that there are a lot of people that tuned out and they're just saying, yeah, there's lots of fancy terms. I know there's lots of bright people that are subscribers of mine, and there's lots of people that do their deep, thorough research when it comes to Sealsq or other stocks they have in their portfolio. But I know there's also plenty of you out there that don't even know what the hell that is. What this is, in simple terms, is imagine that you on your iPhone, you're just taking your iPhone right here and you're creating a password, and you create the password, and the password that you set is 1234556. Pretty simple. There's been a few times where I even put spacebar, and I had a buddy of mine in middle school. He just clicked spacebar thinking if I'm going to be that stupid to actually make that my password, and he was able to get into my iPhone and really mess up with it, delete a bunch of apps, play a prank on me. So obviously that would be a problem if you think about it from the perspective of cybersecurity, because there's lots of problems related to cybersecurity in, the defense industry, crypto. There's lots of people getting their crypto hacked, and a bunch of other things related to cybersecurity. So, but on the flip side, say if you want to keep people out of your phone, you want to make a more password that's more sophisticated, but not even sophisticated isn't the proper word. I'm talking about more just random. It's much harder to crack or hack into your iPhone if you have a more random type of password. That's essentially what this certification is validating. The Sealsq QS7001 chip, it creates randomness that is used in cryptography and security systems. And according to the NIST, the randomness generation inside the chip passed validation requirements. Now, the important part that I'm going to get at right now is this doesn't mean that the entire chip is fully certified. This doesn't mean that Sealsq just landed $1 billion contract. That's not the case. This doesn't mean that revenue is going to double tomorrow either. What it does mean is that Sealsq just passed another checkpoint on the road towards longer certifications like FIPS 143 and Common Criteria IL5 Plus. Think about it like a doctor. Before you become a doctor, you have to pass a bunch of exams and milestones along the way. But if you get that validations, that doesn't mean you get the validations and you take all the courses. That doesn't mean you're at the finish line. That means you've just broken past or achieved one of the milestones. So you're just one step closer at this point. And for government agencies, things like defense organizations, critical infrastructure operators, and regulated industries, these certifications often matter a lot because many of those customers won't even look at your technology unless it meets certain standards. And I want to transition a little bit. I would like to transition just a little bit, as they are still looking at Sealsq like it's nothing more than a quantum meme stock. They only care about today's candle, and they only care about this week's volatility. They only care about social media excitement, and they ignore certifications, and they ignore compliance, and don't forget that they ignore the infrastructure. And when I say they, I'm talking about mainstream media, and I'm talking about retail investors that only look at hype. They ignore the things that governments and institutions actually care about. And that's where I think investors can get themselves into trouble with their investing. And I've said it time and time again. I've mentioned Warren Buffett, how he says that the stock market It's a tool, it's a device for transferring money from the inpatient to the patient, the same way I've mentioned many times about Peter Lynch, talking about the way that you make money in the stock market. And the key to it is to not get scared out of the market or out of a stock. Because me, with everything going on in the macroeconomic environment, everything has been down, along with CTM, SoFi, Big Bear AM, Sealsq. Anything in my portfolio has been down, and you got to be able to withstand and stomach those volatile downtrends in any stock that you hold. And what I have learned is the biggest opportunities often look boring before they look brilliant, and the market, it rewards execution long before it rewards recognition. The crowd, what does the crowd typically like to do? Let's take a look at the candlestick chart. They're going to be looking at price, while smart money is going to be watching progress, business progress specifically. And you do understand, as me and you both understand on this channel, hype is what gets the attention, but but besides the hype itself, what matters more is the business, the fundamentals, the execution, the real market usage, and everything that you do when you do your deep dive analysis on a stock. You do your research and you look at the fundamentals and you have a thesis with the proper risk parameters and the proper thesis on if this happens over a certain amount of quarters or years, or if you see this and the story changes, you only sell your positions not because of volatile price action, but because the thesis is broken. But you need to have some patience to allow the thesis to work out or actually see it fall apart and be broken. And then you sell off for a loss, if that is the case, over a 2, 3, 4 year period, in my opinion. Unless something crazy happens, something shorter term within like a few months. But I haven't had that happen to me. So what I'm saying is that this NIST validation, again, the NIST validation that was talked about in this report, that doesn't guarantee that Sealsq is going to become a huge winner. But I am saying that this stock currently has been up as much as 38% on the month. The company continues hitting milestones. The company continues advancing its post-quantum roadmap, and management continues positioning Sealsq deeper into cybersecurity, semiconductors, governments, defense, and critical infrastructure markets. And that's why I personally am paying attention to Sealsq, ticker symbol LAES. So please, guys, let me know if you did enjoy the video, and if you do enjoy these breakdowns on Sealsq, quantum, cybersecurity, CTM, individual stocks, specific sectors, you name it, I'll cover it. Please comment below. And if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. But with that being said, guys, David with InvestQ out. Stay safe. Keep making good decisions with your long-term portfolios. And I'll see you on the next video. I still can't snap because this is my bad hand.